infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power. Infinite power. Infinite power, infinite power.
What's going on, FDL? We have ourselves the second night of the weekend of Frontier Doubles League. We have Expert League. We have the Eagles versus the Lobsters. Both of them wanting to fight to keep the undefeated streak so far alive. But tonight that will end with one of them having to beat the other one by default. But before we get into that, I guess technically a lot of you could have run out because this goes so long in Game 5. But before that happens, we have myself and Conway. What's going on, brother?
Not too much, man. Happy to be here. Very glad I can jump on stream tonight. Very excited to see this Lobsters Eagles matchup. I'm gonna say go out here and say that I think Tyler's gonna be the wild card here. We've seen him grow from Origin and all the way up, so we'll just have to see how that comes out. But both of these teams looking strong.
They are. Both of them so far has been able to find themselves a way to get here. But, you know, there's only one way, Conway, to really know how this will turn out, and that is to get these fellas in there. So let's do it. Let's get them in. Join up. Good luck. Have fun. We have Unseen and Athena for your Eagles team. We have Cody and Tyler for your Lobsters team. These are players that most people know in this league and hold dear to some degree. So how they stack up against each other and smack each other around will be very interesting. And also, how many own goals we will see on this field.
That's right. Eagles known for their own goals. They even have their own special command for it. So it should be interesting to see what happens here. Good shot by the Eagles on the Lobsters net. Ball staying in the Lobsters end. Both of the Lobsters players go up for it. Both Tyler and Cody went up for that save. Able to get it cleared out, but that could have been dangerous if that ball went right back out in front of net, and we have all seen that happen. Afino dribbling down the field, had an opportunity, can't get it. Cody with good defense there, gets another save, and but the Eagles are applying a lot of pressure, and they're going to open up first. First goal, 4:19 to go. Looking good. They've really opened this game out strong.
Indeed, and the first goal of the game is an Eagles moment, but in the favor of the Eagles. The Lobsters will be the first one to claim that honor. Say, hey, look, we're going to take away your namesake this game just so we can destroy you even more when to beat you this. But we got Afino now going up in the air to try to take it to the corner, or to the goal rather. But Cody will take away, get an overtouch on the ball, crossbar down, not in his favor. Tyler swing and a miss in the air. Fino wide open net. We'll throw that in, and that will be an Eagles 2-0 lead.
That's right, and just a real long thing there. Cody put that shot off the crossbar, hoping that it would go in. Did not. Bounce down. Tyler wasn't up far enough to hit it, and when he went up for it, got caught behind the offense, and that is a breakaway goal, which you have to be very careful with, especially here in twos. It's not like you have a third player to kind of follow up and be defensive. So Cody's going to try to clear that ball around his net, try to get it in the corner, gets it around Afino. Cody pushing down the field, going to dribble it in, gets it around Unseen, but Afino is there, but it doesn't matter. Tyler's going to dunk that one in. Lobsters get on the board.
Indeed, good. Great job by Cody getting it around Unseen, making them either making them think he's going for the pass early or making them think he's got more of the tank than what he did. But either way, it's a beautiful pass. Tyler beating out Athena. Like I said, now lead cut in half. Eagles will be on the back foot off this kickoff with Cody taking it off the wall. Can't quite get the touch he was looking for the double. However, Unseen will try to clear it out, but with no boost is unable to get past Tyler, who throws that on Athena, however, rejecting it. And it's good back and forth so far, Conway. It's only a minute and 45 that's passed, but we got ourselves 3 goals out there. We have 4 saves on the field. It's just been a lot of good action so far.
Yeah, really good action, really good back and forth. Nobody keeping like a big dominant sustained pressure. The Eagles opened up, and the Lobsters are here attacking, trying to cut into that, or trying to even this game up here. That's going to be a back pass all the way back to the net. They got to be careful with that because Unseen was there. Afino's going to pop this around. It's going to go to Cody, who is backwards. Gets a pop on that ball. Might not have been what they were looking for. Unseen turns on this, sends it the other way. I think Cody had to go back for boost. This one right back into the Eagles' end. Good 50 there. Good challenge by Afino, but Cody gets it around, and he's going to drop it in around Unseen, and the Lobsters are going to tie this game up halfway through. Looking good. Like we said before, both these teams really strong, and nobody's really pulling out to like a, oh, I think they have this one. You know, by now in some cases you'll see a 4-0 lead, and it's hard to come back from that, but everybody's even.
Yeah, this is 2 teams that will start out very even. I wouldn't be surprised if one team starts to wake up and maybe break away, or if another one will get like a good streak going and the other one gets a streak going as well. But right now, both very evenly matched. It is the first game. However, in the series, that first game is always dipping your toes in the water kind of game. And right now, this is feeling warm for the Eagles as Unseen is able to throw that down from their half off of a 50 with Cody. Tyler, low boost, unable to get back to it just in time to send that crossbar in away. Unseen racing down as well, trying to force his hand so he couldn't take his time. So good pressure from him. Great 50 as well. Eagles back on top. Cody trying to pop this up and gain control. We'll try to pass it to Tyler. Tyler will connect. We'll throw it to the sidewall. Athena having to back off from it. Does a good play, and accidental touch almost became dangerous, but Athena not costing an Eagles moment quite yet. And that's another huge story, Conway. The Eagles have not had their moment to really spam their own command prompt like you talked about.
Yeah, their defense has been pretty stout, so the way that they're clearing these, they haven't really pushed anything towards their net, really kind of making sure that they haven't had to have an Eagles moment. That one might get away from him. Unseen gets the shot, but does not go in. Cody's trying to push this the other way for the Eagles. I noticed Unseen's done a lot of challenges, but not elevating himself to get to that ball, so driving around a lot of things. If I'm the Eagles, I kind of want to clear that up because he's getting in good positions, but not hitting the ball, which if you're going to make a challenge, that's kind of what you want. Otherwise, you're just going to fly past and get out of place. But Afino with a demo on Tyler. Unseen's going to send it the other way. Cody back pass to Tyler. Ball is up this side. Afino can't get to it. Tyler's going to push it back down off the wall. Unseen reads that. Cody mistouched the ball in front of the net. Going to try to push it around, but Unseen is there. Unseen is going to get the demo on Cody, and we have 45 seconds left. And right now the Eagles are nursing that 1-goal lead.
Indeed they are. And they are trying to nurse it gently as the Lobsters are trying hard to get a goal here. Tyler getting the stop, but will get demoed by Afino. Something we expect Afino to do often, which we know Unseen also likes getting cheeky demos here and there. So this is definitely a dangerous team to watch out for if you're not careful. But Cody able to send that away before Afino can get to it. Tyler racing down to get a good 50 that will stay on the Eagles half. Cody beating out Unseen. It's going to be a 2v1 briefly. Cody getting past Afino, but Tyler too close for it. Wasn't quite ready for it. And Cody almost falls onto that ball to throw that into the net, but it will get turned away. And Conway, game one will go to the Eagles in a very, very down to the wire situation. Lobsters unable to quite put it into the hole.
No, they couldn't get there. Plenty of opportunities, just falling a little bit short there. Goal shots were pretty even. Saves are even, and that last shot there, 7 shots for the Lobsters, 8 for the Eagles, and that really kind of makes the difference here. They had the opportunities and could have been tied up right there at the end, but both of these teams are playing very, very close.
Indeed they are. Both of them can't really break away from the other one quite yet. And like we said, this is a series that it could have remained that way the entire time, where none of them can really find their stride to break away. But I suspect that isn't going to be the likely case. I think one of these teams, or if not both of these, will find a streak here and there where they're both feeling hot. It'll just be a matter of the defensive game, the rotations. From the Eagles, like I mentioned, from Afino and Unseen, both like to get those cheeky demos. Cody and Tyler, they like to make those passing plays. It's two different game styles, which could very easily work out, but time will tell as game 2 is now underway. I almost hit auto. Thankfully, I didn't. I don't want to be accused of any kind of bias here by joining the team by mistake. But we are starting off game 2 with Afino going up against Tyler.
Absolutely. Good kickoff here. Afino and Tyler get the ball in the middle. Cody's there, push it on the net, gets a good shot, and the Lobsters are going to open up scoring here first, just getting a good play down the field. Really, I would count that, as a little bit of a as a kickoff goal there, just because everybody was getting back into the setup of the play. But good, strong start for the Lobsters here.
I'm always saying that these two teams are boring. He's got a yawn. Oh, man. I'm just kidding. I think I'll put words in your mouth, my friend. A good, strong start like for the Lobsters, like you said. Finding that goal earlier that they couldn't find last game. Cody will get beaten out by Unseen, who will go for the double. Can't get the dunk on Cody. Afino's caught too far up. Cody will clear it away. Get the counterattack for the lead to be extended by 2. Cody starting off strong for this Lobsters team.
Yeah, they take it down and just punch that in, and good grief. Lobsters did not want to go down at the end of the first game, and here they are showing that strength at the end, or the beginning of this game. Really seems like they are putting on a strong showing, and they're really coming into their own here.
Oh, absolutely. Now Cody going to try to dribble, get control of it. It's going to be awkward for the defender. Afino able to barely force it wide by sacrificing his body to where it will bounce in that goal line. However, Tyler is perfectly poised to throw that in on the second chance and will do so to grab his first with the third for the Lobsters team. And now this is starting to look to be a situation a little bit dire for this Eagles team. And like I said, I would not be surprised, and I even suspect that a team would find a hot streak. And sure enough, the Eagles or Lobsters found theirs. However, it is time for the Eagles to try to get theirs. We're going to call a little bit of a fake by Athena. A great play. Tyler definitely thinking he had the touch, but even though he didn't, Unseen was there to throw it home to stop the bleeding and to start the comeback. Conway, only 52 seconds in, and we have 4 goals.
Yeah, this one's turning out to be a lot more scoring than I thought we would have, especially after that game 1. Eagles trying to clear that out. Sending it the other way, and Tyler just carries it down. The Eagles were playing a little safe there on defense, and I think the ball ended up going off of one of them right there. That touch by Unseen really set that up for Tyler. Unfortunate because they were in good position to try to get to it and elevate it. If they elevate it, that shot probably doesn't go in, so we'll have to see what they can do to make those changes. Cody and Afino on the kickoff. Unseen cheated up. Actually, both teams had somebody cheat up, but that's not going to work in their favor because Cody is going to send it the long way around. Unseen tries to play that in the corner and can't. That ball's in front of the net. And Tyler just blasts it in. And the Eagles, maybe they lost a couple feathers here because they're out of balance for sure.
Without a doubt. Right there, you see is Unseen trying to fly into a panic mode due to the amount of 50s that were going against them in the favor of the Lobsters. But that's one of those demos we were talking about. A great one to clear out the shooter. Afino now going to try to start the counterattack, avoiding the demo by Cody. However, Tyler will try to stop it. Unseen, however, able to send it back in. That will go wide. Cody now going to try to get it, but Cody, or Afino rather, is there to send it back. We'll get the pass mid. Unseen going against Tyler. Tyler will win the 50. Afino able to barely stop the counterattack. Then gets a 50 on Tyler to keep that near the goal. Unseen flying in, but could not get to it. Cody now going for the counter. Will not win this 50. Unseen, or Tyler rather, is there. Cody going for it, but will miss. Fino taking it up the sidewall, going past the mid. Unseen's up in the air. Tyler is too, but Tyler wins it first. Wide open net for Cody, and he will throw it home. And the Lobsters are still continuing that hot streak, Conway, and we are on the edge of Brazil.
Yeah, I don't know why the Eagles have gone away from the physical play that they were just introducing, because when they went away from that, it's still allowing the Lobsters to get back in position. And we've seen that they've had success with the physical play, with the demos, with the bumps. They're just kind of allowing those opportunities. And when you're down this far, it's not hard to get too aggressive, which we have seen, but there's a good opportunity there by Afino. The aggression works out this time, but yeah, you got to say like half of these goals by the Lobsters have just been the Eagles outplaying themselves. And no offense to the Lobsters because they've played very strong, but if you're getting too aggressive on offense, you are opening it up for the other team to take it the other way, and we have seen that multiple times in this game. Not necessarily this series. I mean, we've seen 1 or 2 in the first game, but this one really, that's why the goal differential is so big right now. Unseen pushing it the other way, getting a good little balance there, drops it down. Afino not there for it. Breakaway the other way. The Lobsters are on the attack. Cody's going to take a shot. Afino is there. Afino still trying to play that one. That one's going to go off the post. Works out in the Eagles' favor, and there's a demo we talked about. Tyler's back. And Afino's going to, not Afino. Cody's going to spawn back in here soon, but Tyler has an opportunity. Going to put it towards the net. Going to be off. Afino with a good defensive play there, but it drops in front of Cody, who's going to get there for that one. And good defense by Unseen there, but Tyler's there with the follow-up. And you just can't fight off that kind of pressure.
You really can't. They played it well from the Lobsters here. Afino had to go for the big challenge where he whiffed it and sent him out towards the midfield with no boost to get back with. Tyler taking advantage of that, especially from unseen, having to jump all the way to the top to get that save as well. A
It was a good
job.
save, but
Oh.
it just didn't pop out far enough, and that
Yeah.
really kind of helped them. I think when you're trying to go for that, what you really got to look for is just trying to get it clear away from the front of the net. Cody just bullies his way in. You got to imagine the Eagles probably feel like this one's chalked. 6 goals in 138 is on the very, very edge of plausible, but with the way that these Lobsters are firing this game, probably not likely. So maybe you're just kind of talking and going to try some strategy because, I mean, like I said, at this point, this game is probably chalked. Now it's definitely chalked. So they're going to have to talk amongst each other and kind of figure out what they want to do. They have good opportunity. They just need to capitalize. And I think their biggest focus is going to be stop clearing the ball in front of your net and giving those second chance and third chance opportunities.
Absolutely, and we passed through Barcelona so quickly, didn't have time to mention it before we went on to the next scoreline. And I was about to say I wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout called here early, but at the same time, I don't think so. This Eagles team, they know how they want to counterattack. They're spending this time right now to likely talk to each other. There's the Eagles! There's the Eagles moment we've been waiting for from this franchise. Their namesake finally living up. But we know this Eagles team is going to take this time right now to go ahead and start talking early. Just say, hey, look, this game is going to be chalked. Let's start just trying different stuff, see what works. Get back maybe into aggression. That's what I want to see. I want to see that aggressiveness come, but I don't want to see them overextend or get out of rhythm. But I love the demos there. That's going to be a 2v1 once he spawns back in, but he will spawn favorably to get that 50 cleared out. Now Cody will try to push it along. Can't quite get the touch needed. The Afino has to catch it and will do so. Wheels the 50 against Tyler, but gets caught up in it. Tyler will be able to get that save. And now it can be a 1v1 between Cody and Afino. Unseen, collecting it. Tyler's there to challenge. Forced it to the corner. Afino unable to get it low enough. Unseen keeping it into play. Afino turning, but Cody will clear it out. And 30 seconds remaining. 10-2. 10-2, Conway. Not a score that I thought we would see. Definitely ending game 2 for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, we definitely talked about that previously. Not sure if that was the way that we thought things were going to go in this one, but man, I tell you what, the Lobsters really coming out just firing and keeping everything on point and on target. They've worked it out with the Eagles. They saw the way they won game 1, and they've done everything to really kind of avoid putting themselves in those opportunities.
Absolutely, and just to break down how this game went statistically, it's going to be just crazy in itself if you ask me. We had the Lobsters with 10 goals out of 15 shots. The Eagles saving 4 of those 5 unanswered shots with only 5 shots of their own. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy that this is how the scoreline went. Cody, 100% goal participation on him, getting 4 of his own and 6 assists. This Lobsters was doing everything right. Cody was involved with just about every play that happened on the field, minus just 2 saves. Like I said, they're doing everything right. Eagles are having to be on the back foot. Even if it is a tie series, I would say they're in a desperate situation right now because going into game 3 after a defeat like that, where both of your opponents going into the 1,000-point Mile High Club, you have to change it quickly before it gets snowballed away from you in game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And the numbers there, like you said, the 4 goals and the 6 assists by Cody are really kind of the difference maker right now. We haven't seen as much level of team play and team cooperation with the Eagles as we have the Lobsters. It just hasn't been there. So if they can increase that, get that back up, watch those clears because those have been beneficial for the Lobsters. And I think that's where a lot of those assists come from, right? Because you take that shot, it gets saved, sure, but they're going to count that at touch by you as an assist, just the way that it happens. So good start here by the Eagles, but yeah.
Which, to be fair, a lot of shots that people will take in Rocket League are meant to be pressure shots to force a save and force players out of the rhythm that they want to be in. However, this was not one of them. Cody going for the long, clear sniper shot and will sneak it around that goalpost to start this up strong once more for the Lobsters in Game 3, scoring first. And I'm not quite sure. I can't remember when it was that the Eagles scored. No, I remember now. They scored that second goal whenever the Lobsters only had 6 or 7. So this is almost a 5, 6, 7 goal streak now for the Lobsters. Eagles on a massive drought. They have got to find water, and they have got to find it quickly.
Those unanswered goals make a big difference. Make a big difference. That's that momentum that we were talking about before, and they already have 2 here. Just really, really quickly. Cody playing it very, very close here. Afino's going to get that one. Unseen is up to make a touch and can't get there. If this game continues going like this, if the Eagles don't come back in this one, I firmly expect a timeout. Because it's not fun to lose 3 straight to you know, lose a series, especially after you've taken that first one. And with the way that the second game went, they got to find something. But I like what they're doing here, although that one looks like it could be just a good double touch by, or not good double touch, sorry, a good 50 there by Cody, and it just goes. And that's we just haven't been able to see that from the Eagles. Even their challenges are not doing that. But we know that they can come back. They're only down 3, 4 minutes left. They just got to get in there, dig their talons in, and carry these Lobsters away.
Cody able to likely beat him out in the race to it. Decided to just take it slow, knowing he likely had a free chance to do so, especially once Afino didn't go straight at him. Just try to go for the block, slowed it down. Just Cody being very aware of his surroundings there. And this is just an absolute creaming of Nebraska's corn by this Lobsters team. They love the weather in Maine right now because this is what they want to see. But Eagles, they are a strong team. I'm still convinced they got more in the tank, even though it's not quite showing. That's gonna be a double commit there, and that's like you were saying, Conway. It's one of the things that's really been going against them is just the Lobsters are counterattacking. We don't see that from the Eagles because they're too far up a lot of times on offense. Their rotations or positioning is just not quite where they need to be, and that's really been the crux of a lot of their L's or a lot of their problems they've been dealing with. Whoa! Yeah, Afino will get it. I don't know what quite happened from Cody there. Maybe he jumped on mistake, bad jump. Oh, they both double committed, and just a lack of communication or confusion there will allow the Eagles to, I'm not going to say stop the bleeding this time, but at least identify where the cut is. Maybe.
That's right. They were able to they shut off that spigot of unanswered goals and doing things. Oh, no! Eagles moment.
You didn't have to touch it unseen. Oh,
man. Well, the good news is they are starting to kind of work it out and play a little bit better. But, man, that right there just kind of derails the momentum that they had started to build. And, yeah, the double commits not working in their favor, and it's all about positioning. And I think that when we all, oh, my goodness, when we all train together and we all play together, the positioning is really what I think it kind of instill in each other in the beginning of that game. Is you just have to be mindful of your positioning and use your comms. Communication is key.
Absolutely. Communication is key to a good relationship and to a good Rocket League team. Unfortunately, one will throw a ball at you instead of sharper objects. We love Rocket League a little bit more. But Cody out speeding the demo attempt. Will get a shot off. Good control. But Unseen will save it. Tyler throwing it back mid, however. Cody unable to collect it and throw it into the goal. Will get cornered out by Unseen, who will win it. He tries to get it around Tyler, but not enough in the tank to really throw it. Afino miscalculating his boost. Tyler miscalculating where the open net was. And that ball will go just barely wide. Eagles catching a glimpse of fresh air through a little bit of Lady Luck's grace. but that ball will be going back towards the net. Athena, 0 boost, will clear it out. Unseen, we'll try to beat both of these Lobsters here. Cody kind of fighting his teammate there, keeping that from being a shot, but then try to play it back. That's going to be an open net center, and Unseen will throw that one in to grab, what, now the second goal in the row for the Eagles? Or, well, if you don't count the own goals, that is.
Yeah, basically. I mean, that's kind of what happened there. Good positioning, and they read that one perfectly. Lobsters are starting to kind of fight each other for that ball. I think they're getting up, and everybody kind of wants to just like show it up there. But I was gonna say, I think that you need to issue Tyler a graduate certificate from your open net class, because that is exactly what happened there. Good opportunity, and they weren't able to capitalize because he just pushed it a little bit wide. But good challenge here by Cody. Unseen pushing it down the field. This one bounces off the back, gonna get touched by Afino, pushing it down. Cody trying to get in position to make the save. Cody gets demoed. Unseen's gonna push that around. Afino with a shot. Took Tyler off his wheels, but not able to get that one into the net there, but they are keeping some pressure. The first pressure we've really seen from them. Cody has to make the save. Not what he was looking for there. That touch a little bit missed. Afino is gonna leave that for Unseen. One person to beat. Gonna bounce across, but right now the Eagles are keeping the pressure on, but time is slowly ticking down for them to try to get tied up in this game. I don't see it happening here. 4 goals in 50 seconds is difficult, even with the demos, even with the physical play, but they're trying to get something, maybe take one for the road and get some momentum going into game number 4, which is gonna be life or death for them.
Indeed, if that not fall in, I will be inclined to agree. This is likely not going to be a comeback story in this game 3. If it could have gone in from Afino, it was a beautiful touch, but just not quite in. That could have gone in, I would say it's possible, but now it's just going to be a matter of whether or not the score remains at 6-2. But game 3 will be going to the Lobsters. The Eagles definitely have tightened things up. They want to have themselves, with Unseen, scored another goal. There's that play that we were talking about where they catch the... Well, we've been saying it for the Lobsters, for they catch the Eagles too far up and whatnot. That's the Eagles this time around to return to favor. Maybe they're realizing, hey, Lobsters are getting a little bit sloppy with how comfortable they're feeling. Maybe we can start countering them. But it's a little too late to start the comeback run this game. However, it's not too late in the series, because we got one more after this, because the Lobsters will be on match point. And with how the Eagles are playing right now, it's not looking to be a good situation for them. But we know how they are, Conway. We're not writing them off yet.
No, we are not. 8 shots there, 3 goals for the Eagles, 13 shots for the Lobsters, and they scored 6 of them. Their shooting percentage is really high here, and all 6 goals scored by Cody with 3 assists by Tyler is an absolutely insane number. Cody with 1,100 points, gonna hit that 1,000-point club. But I had something. Oh, the phrase for this series, I think, is going to be overextension. Everybody just keeps overextending themselves, and it leads to those open nets on the other end. And as long as you're shooting as good as the Lobsters are, or as good as the Eagles were in the first game, it's just going to keep leading to this, and we've seen a lot of it. So hopefully they can tighten that up. I'm shocked that nobody took a timeout here, but we will have to see exactly what happens going into this next game. Maybe they're saving that timeout for if they take this next one. I don't know.
Maybe, but if they do take this next one, I doubt the Eagles will take that timeout. It might be the Lobsters to do to try to ice them, however. But right now, Eagles got to figure out how to win a game again, because they are on a 2-game losing streak right now against this Lobsters team. However, we got to see if we can get Unseen to join in. I don't know, maybe he just never loaded in. Both these teams are going at it. There's Unseen. He is now in. Thank the Lord. I'd hate to have to restart this game and cause issues for our production, man. But Afino will get the first goal in there for the Eagles. Bear with the stream right now. There's some technical issues going on. We will get this streamer man's working on it. Hopefully get that game up and running instead of it being stuck on the screen that it is. However, We will describe in perfect detail, won't we, what's happening, Conway. The Eagles, Afino clearing it out, unseen, going for the clear. We'll get this ball mid. Tyler will force it to the corner. Cody 50 with Afino, unseen. Tyler 50 in front of the net. That will go down. And the Eagles looking good so far.
Yeah, they're keeping the pressure. Cody's going to put it on the Eagles' net. Unseen clears that to the right corner, just pushing it off, following that ball down. Gets it over Tyler with a challenge there in the corner. Ball crosses midfield, trying to pass it over towards the net. Doesn't matter. Unseen pops it around the defense, and Unseen is going to put the Eagles up 2-0 with a good shot towards the middle of the net. Looking good here. Just a long one. Looked like it could be a pass. Faked it up, and it went right in. And the Eagles, once again, up by 2. With 4:18 left, exactly like you were talking about. They're going to go to the ball here. Ball crosses back over midfield towards the Lobsters net. Unseen is going to challenge it. Cody is there. Ball bounces in front of the net. And then Afino is going to punch one in the top left corner of the net. Good aerial shot there. Ball popped up over the midfield, got elevated. Unseen with a backboard play, and Afino is going to punch it in.
Indeed, this is the Eagles just coming out with absolute fire in their eye holes. And they are really wanting to end the narrative that these past 2 games have been. Afino will take it off the back wall. We'll clear it out. Tyler will take this ball. Yes, he will. He will take it out over Afino. It'll be a 1v1 with Cody and Unseen. But Unseen will win it out. Gets the clear, but Tyler throwing it back mid. Cody trying to collect that ball and try to throw it mid to his own teammate, but is unable to do so. Unseen clearing it out towards midfield. Tyler whiffing the ball. I think he thought Unseen had a better touch than what he did. That ball will end up in Cody's hands, but then taken away immediately by Afino, who's trying to throw it past Tyler. Gets it past Tyler. Unseen, unable to find the net. And the Eagles have put on some fantastic pressure so far, Conway.
Yes, they have. Unseen's going to clear this back across midfield into the Lobsters' end, playing it into the left side of the field, crosses over to the right side. Cody going to play this in, crosses midfield. Ball is elevated. Going to play it around the left corner towards the net. That ball is going to get cleared out right to Tyler, who's going to try to put it on net, but long clear by the Eagles. Breakaway opportunity here, and that ball's going to go in for the Eagles. It was all the way down the field. Tyler dropped it down. Cody bumped into it Unseen, and Afino just pushed it down the field.
Indeed, it did. Eagles now on a 4-goal streak, almost 2 minutes into Game 4, match point for the Lobsters. They are fighting to keep their lives alive here, and you know what? They're doing a fantastic job, especially with Unseen beating both players. Afino able to beat out Tyler, but couldn't get it on target. Cody bumping him. Almost set Afino perfectly in the pathway of the ball, and Unseen unable to find the net will cause it to go wide. Afino going a little too high will let Tyler throw that past him. Cody trying to get a shot on too far wide. However, Cody trying to get another one, but we'll get 50'd out. Cody getting a 50 on Afino. However, Unseen rushing back will get the save as close as it was. Afino beating out Tyler, throwing it up over him, will force the Lobsters to have to reset and will allow the Eagles to try go on offense. Unseen back passing it. Afino going for it, but gets bumped. Unseen trying the Eagles, but then remembered, wait a second, that's a bad thing, and he does not do it.
That's right. This ball staying kind of mid here. Good pressure by both teams.
That's in, baby.
Oh, you spoke too soon, Caster Curse. That one's going to be off. Tyler has a chance for a breakaway. Loses control of it. Unseen was able to swipe around and kind of break Tyler's concentration there for a minute. Unseen with a good challenge, gets in front of it, but Tyler is up. It is on the Eagles' side of the house. Ball is here, getting touched. Tyler tries to get a shot, not enough pop on it. Cody is going to try to keep this one in and has not been able to yet. Unseen pushing down to challenge. Tyler's got it up, going to put it back towards his own net off the backboard, passes it to Cody, who's going to try to maintain control. Afino touches that off the ceiling. This one goes right back over. Tyler can't touch it. Ball is in the midfield. Cody gets a good touch because that could have been an open net opportunity, but the Eagles are pouncing once again. Total air superiority here by these Eagles.
Indeed, they're doing a good job of flying high right now, but Tyler will try to collect this ball. Throw it on target, try to get the dunk, but couldn't get it past Unseen. Afino now tucking it down the field to try to get the clear counterattack, but was sent away by Cody. who also takes away from Unseen, but Afino's there to bail him out, keep this ball there, throws it mid, Unseen, unable to find the net. As the net moved, I saw it with my own 4 eyes. Cody winning the 50 against Afino. Trying to take it to the corner, will do so, trying to pop it out mid, but backflips accidentally, allowing Unseen to pass it over Tyler. Trying to get on net, but Cody not letting it happen. The Eagles did a great job. The Eagles have done a great job at forcing out some Eagle moments from this Lobster team, as right there, for example, Unseen unable to find it, but getting a great assist for Tyler.
That was a pretty perfect touch right down there in the corner. Oh my goodness. Tyler says his own 1 goal per series. His 1 own goal per series. Pretty hilarious, but Unseen pushing the pressure down. Trying to get another one here. It's going to bounce out. A little bit of a double commit there by the Lobsters. Ball pushes. Ball is long and far. That ball gets touched by Cody. It's going to drop in front of the net. Unseen has to try to clear it. Has to try to get it around Tyler. Afino was able to touch that one, and this ball is going to float down towards the middle. Eagles with another opportunity. Play it off the wall. Got to wait and see if it touches. It might not touch. It's just going to go in. Eagles are going to take this game 6-0 with 1 for the road. And where was this Eagles team the last 2 games, Callaway?
Content, Conway, content. They looked at the script and said, you know what, we can do it one better. We were getting ultimate content. However, I will say that I called the fact that we could easily see a team hit a hot streak here and there. And sure enough, after game 1, it has been nothing but streaks and hot streaks for these 2 teams. Eagles finding it this time around to bring us to a game 5, and very intense. And the only negative thing about this, Conway, is the fact that we will not have time to interview either one of these teams after this, because my word, I would love to have their inputs.
Yeah, but you know what? That's okay. They're probably out of breath at this point anyways from going back and forth as much as they have. But that just means we go to a game 5, and winner takes this series. Both teams on match point, and Eagles, with a little bit of momentum there, just came out firing. And the shot differential this time was 10 for the Eagles and 4 shots for the Lobsters. And Unseen with 4 saves as well. Just Unseen. That means Unseen saved all of the Lobster shots by himself. Incredible.
Not even the net or the goalpost helped them. It was just straight up Unseen saying no. But game 5 is now underway with Cody versus Unseen on the kickoff. Who will win this? If it's a 50, I think Afino will get there first. But we will see. Afino will win it. I call that. Unseen will get there to not score because Afino is too good at this game.
Amazing. Good shot there, big demo, and that's going to be the first goal by Afino. We thought Unseen might get there to steal that one away, but either way, it doesn't matter. The Eagles are going to be happy to be on top of this one with a early quick goal. 5 seconds in. Good kickoff here. Eagles back on it again. Afino was working to get that over. Could not. It's going to waterfall in front of the net. Unseen was there, but the ball just kind of dies. Cody's sitting there waiting for it. Cody's going to try to clear it out. Afino gets it around, and Afino is just taking over. This last part of the couple games here, at least in this game, we've seen a lot of early shots from Afino and just taking this one off.
Absolutely. This Eagles team is absolutely popping right now. With Unseen last game, Afino down this game so far. Unseen will get it past Cody, but will get bumped for the effort. Say calculated back pass to Afino. We'll get it to that corner. Afino now getting that one demo. Unseen having to back off, having the awkward angle. We'll get it past Tyler, but Cody on the respawn will send it cleared out to buy his time some chance to restart. But it's now going to be a 2v1. Cody favorably taking it to the corner, wins the 50. Tyler able to collect it, try to throw it there, but Unseen will force it to the corner to buy Afino some better time. But it's going to be an awkward touch. Cody throwing it at the net. Unseen, unable to get back in time, and the Lobsters will stop this bleeding. And I think after 2 games of streaks, Conway, we might just get ourselves another tight game, which would be crazy.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be closer with 4 minutes left. 1 goal here by the Eagles, but that was an excellent play and excellent pressure by the by the Lobsters here, pushing it back the other way. Afino with a good touch, hesitating to the last moment to make sure that that ball stayed where they wanted it to. Unseen's going to pop it towards the net. Not going to go as far as maybe they hoped for. This one going back the other way. Good bump there by Afino on Tyler. They're going to get that ball up. Cody's trying to chase it, but looks like he might drop it just for Unseen. But Unseen is going to demo. Afino with a shot, can't get it. Unseen with another follow-up, can't get it. But Afino taking over, says, nah, this one's mine. Drops it down behind the defenders. And what a beautiful play.
An absolute perfect play. Unseen, knowing he couldn't get that one, trying to throw it off the crossbar for his teammate, and thankfully, teammates in rhythm to dunk that one perfectly to score another net. Eagles going back up by 2 at minute and 30 into this game. And this is going to be a lot tighter, a lot closer. Both these two teams with everything on the line now, pulling all the stops out. But Cody trying to get the dribble, Unseen, not letting him happen. Afino now backman will take it off this backboard. Will send it out. Cody taking it to the midfield. Will now try to get his own chance of controlling this ball. Going to go for the ground play, but can't get it as Afino will read that and dunk it out. Try gets a 50 pinch out to the backboard, but Tyler able to send it out. This might be a counterattack, but Unseen was able to stop that Conway, and that's the kind of hustle, the kind of defensive rotations that we missed in games 2 and 3 that let the Lobsters really explode. Was them not covering that angle, and good job on them to really close that off.
Are you maybe questioning if there was some sandbagging there in games 2 and 3? I'm not gonna.
If you mean the content playing up, I don't know.
I was gonna say, there you go, but Cody's gonna take that one. I'm not gonna question the athletic integrity of our competitors here. I'm not gonna say that at all.
I didn't either? Question mark?
No, I'm saying that just.
I'm
yes.
confused now, but yes.
For the content, I was agreeing with you. I'm just saying they were playing for the content.
You
but anyway,
destroyed my brain there, sir. I'm not gonna lie, my brain was not ready for that.
That's okay. That's a-okay. Tyler's gonna push this one down the other way of the field. Unseen's gonna go up and challenge that ball, going right back towards the Lobsters net. Tyler rotates back. Afino's gonna get their tight shot, and Afino has all 4 goals for the Eagles in this game.
Indeed, this man really stepping up offensively to get this game in their favor. That will get up over Tyler, who cheated up a little too much on that front post. And Eagles at a good, not comfortable, but at a good spot right now in this game. Every time the Lobsters score, they're able to score as well to keep it up by 2. To keep them that safety net at all times, which is something they really are going to want. There comes out an own goal from Tyler, who wasn't quite ready from the shot from the heavens to come off that bounce off the ceiling wall, and almost no boost to his name. Not a whole lot of up he could get to, but man, what an effort, what a try.
Yeah, we've definitely seen that. Those that look like they're gonna float are some of the hardest to read, and that one just happened to catch the ceiling and drop right in. And you try to go and play that one, and it just doesn't go in your favor. But this one, a good play by Unseen. Gets it out to Afino, and this one is going Eagles' way this time, just keeping everything up. Good play there, pass out, drew the defenders out, and Afino tucks it away. That is like the epitome of Rocket League team play right there.
Absolutely. Eagles or Unseen able to beat out both Lobsters on the defense to get that pass in there, really setting his teammate up. And this has just been a revitalized Eagles team who has really come alive. It's just hitting their hot streak, and they're going to be the last team to do it, it seems. A minute 40 is possible, especially if the Lobsters really crank it back up. But with how these two teams have been playing and how streakish and streaky they have been, I just do not foresee a comeback. And I would be ever so bold to claim this one as a Game 5 win for the Eagles. However, Lobsters, they didn't look bad here.
No, unfortunately, just getting overwhelmed. And another one there. I said the Eagles in the last game just having that aerial supremacy is what I said, because Eagles, they fly around. Yes. Anywho, looking good here, keeping the pressure on.
Barcelona.
Yeah, Barcelona. 1:28 left to go. 6 goals. We've seen them score 6 goals really quickly, but that was before the Eagles decided to turn up the heat. Looks like they're trying to make some lobster rolls here, so I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll have to see what happens.
Indeed, lobster works really good on the sushi roll, but Eagles, they say they don't care if it's sushi rolls or just straight up a lobster brisk. They're going to have themselves some lobsters tonight. Afino trying to get a good pinch, but Will 50 that wall, send it mid instead. Tyler trying to throw it center, but we'll get an Afino instead of the ball. Cody, no boost to his name. We'll have to be patient here. We'll take it. That ball goes straight down to his favor. Afino misreading that, and the Lobsters will score a third goal. I mean, if you're going to start a comeback, I guess the sooner the better. I won't say it's impossible, but it's just highly improbable. But I love the effort, and if you can bring this back, by all means, go for it. I want to see it OT.
It's going to require a couple of good kickoff goals, but the kickoffs have not been their strong point here. Tyler had to back up for that one. Looks like it's going to go the other way, and it is. Afino says, I will take that one, and double hat trick for Afino here. If they'd have gotten a good kickoff there, and I think if Tyler didn't have to back up for that, they had a good opportunity, but obviously that lead goes back to 6, and that's going to be even harder for them. Of course, a couple of kickoff goals could happen, but like we have said before, not very probable. And to your comment about the lobster roll, a lobster roll is a Maine delicacy that is literally a hoagie bun with cooked cold lobster meat on it, and generally lemon. It's like a sandwich. Or
And it's
a
very
hot dog?
delicious.
A what?
It's very delicious as well. 'Cause I've had it with a hot and a cold bun too. It is just, lobster is just a delicacy no matter how you spin it. But Eagles not really known for eating lobsters or eating well in this game 5. However, it has not been an easy meal, as the Lobsters really did have them coming back up in game 2 and 3. But Eagles bringing it home in a game 5 fashion, 9-3. I will be bold to go ahead and proclaim the score because I don't think either one of these teams will score another one. But they are slowly moving it down to prove me wrong.
Yeah, this game's not over until they hit 0. I mean, it's over on the scoreboard, but now it's going to end. And the Eagles really fighting back. They won the first game, lost the next 2 in devastating fashion, and then took over the next 2 games. They held the Lobsters to 3 goals in the last 2 games while scoring like 15 of their own, which is pretty much what happened in those games 2 and 3 for the Eagles. So I'd be interested to know what the total goal count was here because I wasn't keeping track, but oh my goodness.
Right. But let's go ahead and wrap this one up so production can have as much time as possible to set up for the next series, which will be Star League Griffins versus Gators, which should be a good matchup in my personal opinion. And then we have some elite coming down the way later on, so stick around. We'll be right back here shortly.
To be
Welcome back, Frontier Doubles. We just got done watching an intense Game 5, which is why we are running a little bit behind. Jesus. English is my first native language and English. But that's going to be enough for me because we got Professor Freak with me. So what's going on, brother? Please
You know,
save me from myself.
I'm doing well, and I believe my English is at least on par with yours tonight. So, you know
But you're a
what?
professor.
We, I'm not a professor of English though,
Oh,
sadly.
okay. Okay.
But if needed, we'll just communicate via sign language. I'm sure that the Twitch chat wouldn't mind that at all if we
I
were just
think we
signing.
should just communicate through Braille and or Morse code.
Both are great options. Can you hear me clicking on my desk?
I can, yes.
Okay, perfect. I think that'll work.
Don't worry, I'll turn off my noise suppression and we got it covered. Well, while we are being absolute goobers, we will get these two guys in, or these two teams in. We got Crusher and Binge for the Griffins. We have DFAT and the Robot Man for the Gators. So let's see what happens. DFAT going up against Binge will win the 50. Crusher taking it off that corner, or putting it into the corner rather, and Robot unable to get a touch on it, which will put it into a brief 2v1 with DFAT. But this man ain't worried one bit, Professor. He is able to clear it out and even get a counterattack.
Yeah, very close there. Almost snuck that counterattack in, but yeah, these are good teams. I mean, we got the opportunity to see this Gators team before, but I didn't see this roster. This is a very solid roster for the Griffins. Played against both of these gentlemen in Star FTL, and they've stayed in Star League in FDL. So that gives you a comment, about how much better they are. Oh no, not like that.
Oh, that was so awkward. They were unable to recover to send that one out. And Binge one watching the Eagles series from last game, thinking, you know what? Just send it towards my net. What's the worst that can happen? Didn't go in from him, however, so not an actual Eagles moment. But that was awkward goal line for sure.
The crossbar is a cruel mistress. She gives and she takes away. And, sometimes you think it's going to bounce a certain way, and it will bounce the absolute worst possible way into your car and towards your net. So, yeah, at least it wasn't directly an own goal. They can take some solace in that, but not a great way to start things off. So we'll see how they respond.
Indeed, but DFAT will try to throw it mid. Couldn't quite get it on target, however, with Crusher being out of position or just not able to get back in time. And Robot Man can't beat out Crusher here, but he will send Crusher flying, leaving DFAT into a brief 1v1, but could not win it. Crusher passing up the Binge. Binge unable to get it because it's expertly thrown backwards by the Gators out of their reach, out of harm's way rather. But Robot Man will not take it. Tries to go from the mid, beats it past one. Will go for a light touch if he can. But Crusher perfectly underneath them, patiently waiting to throw that wide if his teammate couldn't get it. Robot trying to get the open net counter, but can't quite get it. That net moved, Professor. I saw it.
Yeah, and that was an unfortunate bounce there for the Gators. If you're the Gators, that bounces up, not literally straight backwards. That is much more playable. But I have to say right now, I think the pressure is really solid from the Gators, and their rotations are such that they seem to be cutting off the midfield play really quickly. So looking solid all around. But can the Griffins respond? That's the question I had. You think they will?
Oh, absolutely. This is only the first game and only halfway through it, and the Gators have been held to a one-goal lead right now, and not just one goal lead, but one goal altogether. I'm not going to write any team out whenever it's this close and this evenly matched, especially when you have someone like Binge One and Crusher on this field. Two names which every player should keep an eye out for. But DFAT, great positioning, zero boost, able to get that save. Wilson is out midfield. Binge, however, trying to keep it in, but no boost to his name at all. So that's going to have to that's going to have to leave it to Crusher to clear it out, which he will now do. Tries to get the demo DFAT, and instead carries them like it's a midnight stroll.
Okay, Robot Man, that was well defended on the back wall. And yeah, it seems like not really any super solid offensive chances yet from the Griffins. We know both of these players are really capable of making strong solo plays. Could they get a team play together? We'll see. Definitely seems though like the Gators are playing a little bit more in sync right now.
I would have to agree, but that's going to be awkward. Crusher unable to keep it low. Will send it too high. And now Robot Man going to get the boost and back off. A good rotational plan. DFAT bang that up and make things awkward. Going for the double. Gets the touch to put it off the backboard. Robot will not get the shot off in time as Benjamin will clear it out. It's going to be a brief 2v1. Crusher has the place very cautiously here. Will get a big time 50. Can't get the double he wants, however, and DFAT, after collecting some boost, will go for 50 against Binge, and this ball is slowly making its way down to the Griffins half.
Yeah, and continue. I mean, you know, there was the solid chance there that unfortunately the rebound shot just went a little high from Crusher. That's been their best chance all game, but this could be it. A little bit of a counterattack, but you know, the Gators keep getting back in defense so quickly. And they are able to shut down these attacks from the Griffins relatively safely. Ooh, a bit of a double commit there. So there's still enough time. You don't need to panic yet if you're the Griffins, but
Yeah.
there's not a lot of breaks here. Will they score before the game's over?
Indeed, it's going to have to require some big time 50s like that from Binge, and it's going to require Crusher to not miss the ball, which is incredibly unfortunate. But he will get this dunk. He will keep it in play. Then he misses that one. No, it's perfectly placed from Binge, but that shot will go a little bit high and then sit out wide, and Gators will take game one in a 1-0 fashion. And while the scores aren't necessarily the same or close as far as the players go, the statistics are pretty much identical. It's just DFAT had all the stats and Robot Man all the goose eggs, whereas the Griffins were a little bit more evenly balanced out.
You know, Robot Man just fine to let his teammate do all the work that game. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, from a stat perspective, same shots, same saves. It's just you had that one goal that went in off of what was kind of a fluke bounce, unfortunately, in a read. And definitely the Griffins had chances, some misplays. So, you know, if they clean this up, I definitely think they could easily take the next game. Will be interesting to see how both teams respond. I haven't seen a lot of physical play from either side, and that's always a good way to respond. But yeah, it is very evenly matched, so you could easily see this game swing back to the Griffins.
Well, it'd be very interesting to see if either one of these two teams can really break free here in game two. I'm anticipating it to be an incredibly close series, but I do think one of these teams will finally break free, whether it be a struggle bus to do so or not. But we will have ourselves a kickoff goal from DFAT, who is able to break free of society and score a kickoff off of an accident from Bench One on his kickoff.
That is an unfortunate misplay. When you talk about cleaning those up from the first games, you don't want to start off the first kickoff with a misplay like that. But the good news is you basically have the entire game left. So we'll see if the Griffins can respond to that type of adversity.
Indeed, that's gonna be a shot, but Benjamin will send it off to the corner and start carrying this down the field. He will get the flick, but it's gonna be a little bit wide. Benjamin is a man we really have to keep an eye out for, but it seems like he is still waking up a little bit. Bench will get demoed by DFAT. It's gonna allow it for Crusher to come in. I thought we would have seen Robot Man coming for it, but he might not have been quite ready for the demo. I'm not quite sure. But Bench One trying to throw it down low, can't do so. DFAT will collect off the backboard, get the boost. It's gonna be a counterattack with the disrespect demo, and DFAT will get the second goal, and they have already doubled the score from game one.
Yeah, you know, DFAT playing that well with that first touch, just catches Crusher in an awkward position, and I mean, this man's doing everything right now. If you're Robot Man, you're like, great, my teammate's having an awesome night. I get to just chill and enjoy the results. And he does it again.
This man is just he. Defense, this man wanted his hat trick. Did not like the 1-0 score line of the game one. So he, in the game two, has decided to open it up with a lot of goals. But now Crusher will try to slow things down to stop this offensive, no, not masterclass, but no, pretty much, it's hard not to say offensive masterclass when this is happening. But then Defat unable to get it. Robot Man unable to put it on. That will allow a counterattack from Binge One. Will they get the first goal? They will, forcing it off of Robot Man's car. And that will be maybe the answer they needed to counterattacks to stop the bleeding. Maybe? Question mark?
Yeah, I mean, they were keeping those good rotations, but Robot Man just gets a bad touch, doesn't send it back enough towards the Griffins net, and opens up a counterattack. And if you're the Griffins, this might be the momentum you need to finally start to turn things in your favor, because, yeah, Defat's been cutting you up every time he gets a long shot opportunity, and Rocket League is such a game about confidence that you have to have confidence in your play and your abilities. So hopefully for the Griffins, this helps get things started for them.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. I mean, the Gators are no pushover. They're not going to be a pushover no matter what they do.
Oh, no, not at all. This team is definitely a team that loves to chomp our way at its opponents. Robot Man trying to get it mid. We'll get it across the mid, but the high fly him at such speed it didn't go low enough. Defat unable to collect it past both players. Robot Man keeping it center. Defat going, but it will be a swing and a miss. Robot Man getting stuffed by Binge One. Crusher with the long clear, trying to get the open net counter, but unable to put it in. Not enough gusto to beat out the defense anyways. Binge gets sent to Narnia. Will have to go back to be ready for this play. Will receive it and send it. Defat going to take his time here, knowing he's not in any particular danger. Robot Man trying to pinch it off of his car, and it will work favorably, but will go wide to be go too wide to be dangerous for the net. And Gators just playing kind of they're playing an interesting way in the fact that what a shot by Crusher. Who cares about how the Gators are playing? Because you cannot count this Griffins team out, Professor, especially with Crusher, the hidden shinobi, coming out of nowhere to stomp on the Gators' hide.
Yeah, kind of a rare misplay from DFAT. The first misplay we've seen him had. I mean, you know, that's kind of a dangerous ball unless you are absolutely in sync with your teammate. But you get a wide open net like that, and a nice setup from Robot Man there. That's got to be frustrating if you're the Griffins. How does that feel when you work so hard to get a goal and your opponents score almost immediately?
It feels almost like a kick in the teeth, but at the same time, not to where it's an issue. I mean, kickoff goals do happen, and kickoffs have been favoring the Gators tonight. But when you have players like Crusher, when you have players like Binge One who could just throw in passes and shots like these right here, you know, you don't have to worry about kickoffs because you can answer yourself with a beautiful shot, putting it over the GM of the Gators. So even if you don't win this, you can at least always say, hey, Robot Man, remember when I hit it over you, you couldn't do nothing?
Yeah, you're definitely seeing more aggression here from the Griffins, and I think they're catching the Gators off guard, and I think I would keep that play style up. It definitely seems to put the Gators on the back foot. Now you're only one goal down. It's a very winnable game if you're the Griffins.
Oh, yeah.
You just got to get one more opportunity.
And, well, opportunities you can't get, especially if you start taking the Gators off the field. But in this scenario, Robot Man will keep it away from the Gators. Binge, however, will be up for it. We'll throw that towards target. Defense, awkward save, but we'll get it nonetheless. Crusher faking it past one, passing it mid to Binge. Binge throwing that towards the open net, and we have ourselves a tied game, Professor Freak. You cannot count this team out, as we were just saying.
You know, that's a great read on that play. I mean, Crusher kind of misreads that, but rather than try and force the shot, he knows Binge One's waiting for that and just focuses on hitting it past the Gators. And yeah, we've got a tied game now, and you almost have to wonder, do you think the momentum is swinging more in the Griffins' favor now?
That one is a tough one to answer, but they definitely have been the team to score the most in the row as of right now. Of course, Gators did get 3 in a row before the Griffins scored, but Ever since Griffins started scoring, they've gotten 4, whereas the Gators have only scored 1 more since. I would say the Griffins, they're starting to feel more comfortable. They know they can, they know a little bit more about what works better. They know they can get aggressive with this Gators team. They will force some unforced errors. That's just kind of a contradiction myself, but I'm pretty sure you know what I mean by that. They'll force them to make unforced errors. And,
yeah, sometimes just that uncomfortability you put your opponent in will just cause a misplay when there didn't need to be one.
Exactly. And I think the Griffins are really capitalizing well off of that, as if they are English professors with knowing how to capitalize off of things. But you can't count the Gators off, especially with DFAT getting a nice cheeky shot. Couldn't quite go in, however. And DFAT throwing that towards the net! But Crusher will get the big time save in the nick of time to send us to OT.
Yeah, this has looked very even since the Griffins have tied the score.
Oh, no,
but
I love this!
Oh, that's so heartbreaking. I don't know whether you want a really long overtime or a really short one, but it is so heartbreaking to lose a game in a really short overtime.
Well, I will say,
I feel for them.
yeah, I mean, that is a little bit soul crushing, but you know, the Griffins really turned this series around compared to the last one, or this game rather. I would not. Of course, that hurts. That stings. That is what's his name? Not who did Peter? That's Toby McGuire throwing some dirt in your eye, but that's Bully McGuire. I should have called him, but. You played a lot better that game if you're the Griffins. You know that the aggressiveness can cause the Gators to get uncomfortable. You know that you can take advantage of certain timings and certain things against this team. And you know that you can score and then heck even bring it back to force the Gators have to get a kickoff OT goal, which is where the most dangerous is also the kickoffs, it seems. So I wouldn't be too worried if I was the Gators. It hurts, but did a lot of good stuff there. Be confident in yourself going in game 3.
Yeah, I think if you're the Griffins, you've got to look at this. You look at the stats; it's very close. Again, just one fewer shot for the Griffins. Or actually, sorry, I'm doing that in my math wrong. Fewer shots, but very efficient from save standpoint. Just behind on goals, and you have to be thinking, you know what? 2 mistakes. That first kickoff, that last goal, those are gone. We win the game, and so you have to know you can win. You know you can beat them. But they've got to clean up the simple mistakes, and this is already starting better than last game did.
Absolutely, especially with Benjamin getting the first shot off and the goal from his own kickoff. Will receive his own 50 against Robot Man. A fantastic recovery. DFAT not quite able to turn around and get up in time, forcing out the backflip that we all know and hate. And Griffins starting this game off way better, like you just said.
And I mean, Benjuan hit that ball so hard. I don't even know if that would have been savable by DFAT, even if he hadn't backflipped. That could have been one of those where you get a piece of it, but it's still just flying into your net.
It's been very close for sure, but Robot Man not wanting another one to happen will take it past or take it up in the air and get it past. Gets Demo for it. Benjuan Demo and DFAT, but DFAT said, "I've done all the work I needed to do." We'll get that ball on target just in the nick of time. I don't know where all my breath went on that last word, but went off in the nick of time, got that goal in to tie back up 31 seconds in, and I think this is going to be a very good game 3.
I think it's just indicative of you can't take a breath around DFAT. As soon as you give that guy an opening, he's going to shoot it on your net. And so if you are the Griffins here, you've got to be thinking, do not give him a chance at any sort of a long shot that could go in or any sort of a clean beat that will leave the net undefended, because he has been punishing them relentlessly.
Indeed. Now Benj will collect this ball, take it up in the air, gets it past DFAT. It's going to be a 2v1 briefly, but Robot Man able to do enough work to keep that ball away from the net when it gets 50'd out. Robot Man, Benjuan going up in the air. Robot Man will win, and he takes the lead for the Gators. Now, not regaining the lead, not retaking the lead, because this is the first time that they've had it in Game 3. But Robot Man, who's been kind of, I don't want to say overshadowed by DFAT, but he's been kind of just been there doing the good, honest work without getting a lot of the spotlight, doing a big airtime goal there to give him that lead.
Yeah, he's just had a quiet night, but that was a nice beat. I mean, an aggressive turn and challenge by Binge-Wan there, hoping to surprise the Gators, but unfortunately, if the surprise doesn't work and you get a clean beat like that, it's going in your net.
Yeah. And that's going to be a good clear by Robot, but Crusher will be there to retaliate. Robot having to rush back to send that, knowing that Binge-Wan must be lurking close. And he was, but he was a little further back to be able to get there for that 50 in time. But Crusher now going to collect, gets challenged by DFAT. Robot Man throwing that in front post. Crusher unable to get to it in time. And Robot Man coming alive in game 3. Yes, game 3 to, wait. I'm losing my marbles right now.
It is game 3. It is game 3.
Okay, thank you. Robot Man coming alive game 3.
And I mean, we got to credit DFAT there too, because
yes.
he gets the center ball or the pass, and then also bumps Crusher, and oh no, it's another one of those misplays. I feel like, unfortunately, looks like the mental's coming off, and I think Crusher's thinking that ball's going to bounce a different way, and he can collect both the boost and possession. But it's not as cruel as the crossbar, but the corner is also cruel mistress.
Oh, absolutely. It's a very fickle master for sure. But Robot Man getting past the first man. Can't throw it on target, but it's awkward enough that DFAT has all of the time and angles that he could ever want to shoot to put that into the net. And he will do so behind the defense before Crusher can even anticipate or guess that he'll throw it that high and towards him. And that ball will go in. Gators really coming alive in this game 3, not liking at all what the Griffins forced them into in game 2. They're trying to close this out in a nice, easy 3 and done.
And it looks like the Gators are now just very wise to the early challenge, more aggressive play style that we saw starting last game. And they're just like, all right, if you guys are going to go for every ball, I'm just going to hit it immediately and hit it towards your net.
Oh,
what a great play there from the Griffins.
Absolutely beautiful. Great pass from Binge against Robot Man there. Crusher, great job staying in there, not backing out too early. But you'll see a lot of times as well, like, oh man, we're down. We have to get back. We can't concede any more goals. No, he's reading the play, saying, look, a 50 might just happen here. Let me stay in case. And sure enough, that is the kind of trust you want to have your teammate. Crusher going up. We'll get a 50 against DFAT, sending it to the corner. Robot Man, a little bit awkward, will lose the 50 to Crusher. Benchmark getting in there to try to force that across mid, but the pinch will make it too fast. The Professor, 2 minutes remaining. Griffins not out of it yet.
I'd like to see some more physical play and even some more boost steals. I think Crusher on the last play had an opportunity to steal the boost and didn't. And I think we've seen how this Gators defense handles when they're full boosted. I mean, they're tough to break through.
Absolutely, and I love how the second, before even a second is going after you say you want to see him being more aggressive, you see Crusher just absolutely bully Robot Man, I believe it was. I absolutely love it. That's going to be a great pinch off the goalpost to keep that out. But Robot Man trying to go for the pass center. He'll get it there, but Binge reading that perfectly, but no boost to his name. Crusher getting the big 50, but it's awkward. Binge, no boost. Going to have to play against Robot Man, who takes the time to get a favorable 50. DFAT taking his time to read Crusher. And it's just whenever the Griffins are trying to get something going, the Gators are just there to demo, just to harass. They're not letting this Griffins team get set up for anything. And it's textbook how to play as a team in the league with the safety net.
And they're playing clean. They've had fewer mistakes.
Baby.
And
Robot.
Unfortunately, when you're the Griffins and you keep making, what are knowing mistakes, like the Gators are capitalizing on them every time. This is not a team you can afford to let those balls drift center.
Indeed, but now with time counting down at the match point, game 3, 45 seconds remaining, down by 4. Griffins have got to start getting that kitchen sink, which they should have already unbolted. They should get that and start throwing it, as well as the card of tables in the dining room, because time's running out. And once it's done, it's done.
Yeah,
As
you got to pull the goalie now.
if they're well, I mean, the greatest goalie of the game, the goalpost doesn't move for no one. I swear to you. I have tried to force it, but it just does not move.
I think the goalpost just tends to pick on certain people, myself included.
Oh yeah. Well, see, for me, the goalpost don't have to bully me because I will whip the wide open net all day long, so it doesn't have to try to play defense. But that will be it for the 9 o'clock hour. Well, 9 o'clock series, I should say. We're not quite done yet. We will get this Gators team in for the interview if we can. But that is it for this series. Griffins putting up a strong fight game 2, but Gators coming back with a double hat trick, very even scores. Did not want any potential reverse sweep. Didn't want that at all. They take it home in 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm genuinely surprised because it looked like the Griffins really woke up in game 2, and I thought it was going to be another close game. Both game 1 and game 2 were really close when you consider them, but boy, the Gators really had the Griffins number and again capitalized on the mistakes. So it looks like we've got the Gators right here.
Indeed, we do, boys. Congratulations on the sweep.
Thank you, thank you.
How did it feel?
I felt like I got carried.
Only a little bit. It was fun.
You know, there definitely wasn't at any point in time that somebody on this casting booth said that Robot's been quiet until just now, the game 3. No, definitely not.
Thank you for saying that, by the way. I needed that.
I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't hype you up into action. No.
I am sure that without your emotional support, DFAT wouldn't have been able to do any of the things that he did. So it's clearly we know who the MVP was, right?
Not DFAT, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Not me. You know, if Robot Man wasn't there, I got beat on the ball plenty of times, so he needed to bail me out.
Oh yeah, and that's goes into the point that I wanted to go into first, where I mentioned earlier that Robot was doing a lot of the honest work that wasn't gaining him the spotlight. He was doing a lot of that good, honest, hard-working effort to just keep the ball in a favorable position for y'all. And game 2 is where I really want to highlight that, because they really brought it to y'all in game 2. And I know y'all probably felt comfortable with yourself still, but man, if it wasn't for those kickoff goals, how do you think that would have turned out?
I think we would have found a different way. DFAT was figuring out. He was having fun.
I mean, the motto going into every game is just find a way, you know, and if plan A doesn't work, there's always plan B. But I mean, yeah, Robot Man keeping the ball in play definitely helped. It didn't show on the scoreboard, but the goals sure did. And I think at the end of the day, that's the important part.
Do you guys feel you noticed the Griffins changing their play style? Because I think we saw it definitely to game 2, and I'm curious if you guys feel like you deliberately adjusted to them in game 3, because game 3 was definitely the most one-sided of the series.
I don't know if we consciously changed play, but I could definitely tell they were trying to push harder, and we were just taking advantage of the aggression, I would say.
They definitely got a bit more aggressive and changed their play style. I think it really helped just turning off my brain a little bit and just going and not overthinking things. It really helped out, especially when they became more mechanical and started trying to look for air plays, and I just full sent it.
Oh yeah, because if you can shut down that control to prevent them from really getting the air plays going, we all know that's devastating, especially allowing for counterattacks. And like you said, I don't know if or I think Robot said it. I don't think it quite changed up y'all's gameplay, but acknowledging them changing up theirs and really ramping it up definitely helped y'all get focused, made y'all really knuckle down to your core game styles, and it just worked, man. Double hat trick there. Hats off to both of y'all.
Thanks, Yellow.
If my friend Professor, any more questions for these lovely students of yours?
No, just so it looks like, the Penguins are the only team you guys have lost. How do you feel next week against the Owls?
I mean, last week I said it on stream, and I guess I'll say it again. Haven't really paid attention to who's on what team. I kind of just take each week as it comes, and when that week comes around, we'll prepare for it and get ready for that one.
Well, clearly the mentality seems to be working because, yeah, 2 weeks in a row, you guys are playing really well and seemingly playing
Hmm.
better. So,
Yep, and we absolutely enjoyed having y'all on the field and in the booth. We loved what you gave us. Hats off to the Griffins for putting up a solid fight. But Gators chomping down in the competition and making pocketbooks and jerky out of them instead tonight. That has been it for the 9 o'clock hour, but we do have one more coming up at 10. We will be going up to Elite League with the Coyotes versus Unicorns. I would not be here, but Professor will be back to call in class, so stick around. We'll be back in 23 minutes.
Me down, had me feeling alone. So long, coming. Right here and now, we can try this again. If you're in, I found a city, but I need to be free. Far from my purpose, not too bad. I'm holding back, I've made up my mind. Seeing us next time, not sure how fun. Holding the key firmly in my hands. I'm looking forward, I know you're at the same. And this is it, I have nothing to lose. Now is the right time, I'm making my move. I wanna hide now. You can't bring me down. I wanna hide now. Summer now, I close my eyes and I feel the sun on my face. Reminds me of the times we had in your arm embrace. Summer now, I close my eyes and I feel the sun on my face. Reminds me of the times we had in your arm embrace.
power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power. Infinite power. Infinite power. Infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, power. Infinite power.
Good evening, FDL. I am Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. We're bringing you your final match of the evening. We have the Elite League Coyotes versus the Unicorns. I am joined by my good friend, Professor Freak, in the booth here. How you doing, Freak?
I am doing well. Just saw a sweep, so hoping for, let's say a little bit of a more equitable series, but really just anytime I get to watch Elite League, I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys can all play. That's for sure. And we've got our first game starting up here. We have Caden and Tech Tie on the Unicorns. We have Prosperity, 2K, and Hornet on the Coyotes. Coyotes are undefeated so far on the season. Unicorns are 1-1. Got the ball coming over into the Coyotes corner. Caden stealing it off of Prosperity, but Hornet there to take it from Caden. Pushing it forward, Tectai able to take it away from Hornet, goes up on the wall to play it, gets it past Hornet, but Prosperity there to deflect it back into the Coyotes' end. Taking an aerial there, Prosperity pushes it forward, gets a 50 with Caden. Caden taking it up onto the wall. Hornet shadowing that, coming off the Coyotes' wall. Tectai there pushing it into the middle and getting a sneaky little goal top shelf.
Yeah, this is a nice play, a nice challenge. I mean, the Unicorns have had good opportunities and you know, some nice demo plays too. So the Unicorns are ready for this. Even though is it arguably the elite Unicorns if they don't have elite playing? I'm just saying.
Yeah, that is a good point. I was definitely wishing for that to make the puns the whole time, so I was calling it. That says we have Tech putting it into the middle, but Hornet there for an easy save, gives it up to Prosperity, who carries it along the wall. Caden pushes it back into the Coyotes' end. Hornet turns on it, gets it over Caden, but not past Tectai, who puts it into the middle. Prosperity carries and flicks, but gets demoed by Tectai, who recovers the ball and takes it up into the air off the far wall. Prosperity able to steal that and put it towards net. Caden with an easy collection. Hornet goes in, but Tectai was there, pulled off, able to block a shot from Tectai as Prosperity goes on that. Tectai beats him to the ball, and we have a ball in front of the Coyotes' net, but Prosperity there to recover it. Tectai now going for another one of those top corner goals, but gets broken up with a 50 against Hornet. Caden now able to push out for Tectai, but it's going to roll up for Prosperity. Caden pushes it past Prosperity again. The pressure from the Unicorns early here has been just insurmountable for the Coyotes.
Yeah, it's been really solid pressure from the Unicorns. I mean, you know, the Coyotes did have one opportunity, and I appreciate they're not necessarily like trying to force things, but offensively, the Unicorns have looked like they have owned this game.
Yeah, and you look at the shot differential, it's hard to argue there, but we have Hornet rolling it in for the first Coyote shot of the game exactly at halftime here, 2.5 minutes left. Hornet gets a low rolling goal there to tie it up.
Oh, and that's all you need. I mean, you know, the Unicorns have had more pressure, but at this level of play, any mistake, any opportunity is a goal. And we'll see how the Unicorns respond if they keep up that pressure. And there is their response.
Absolutely do. Caden with a simple play there. Carry it in, get a good flick. I say simple. That level of consistency takes a lot of practice. You can tell that's something that matters to Caden. Takes the lead right back 6 seconds later. Got a face-off now. Caden and Prospect. Hornet able to demo Tech. Oh, Prosperity just gets it wide. Can't stay on it, and Hornet was not in position to get there. Prosperity, almost collects, but lets it bounce over. Caden there for a little bit of a 50. Prosperity challenge against Tech. Gives it up to Hornet on the wall, who tries to get it past Caden, but does not. Caden trying to bump Prosperity. It's now in front of the net for Tectai, who scores. First goal, third point for Tectai.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great setup and a great bump to follow it up. And, you know, the aggression from the Unicorns and the physical plays are really paying off.
Yeah, they have been, I mean, in every sense of the word, relentless. Tectai now pushing it up from the Unicorns' end, but Prosperity challenged. Caden tries to carry it out, but it forces it back. Caden pushes it out to Prosperity, who doesn't quite get it, and Caden goes bar down for the Hattie.
Yeah, I mean, this is just continued aggression. Prosperity low on boost, just hoping to get a flip into the ball. We've all been in that situation, but yeah, there is no breathing room being given from the Unicorns right now.
Yeah, Suffocating is a word I would use to describe this performance. It's truly amazing that the Coyotes have even been able to do what they have as Prosperity puts it on and cuts that lead down to 2.
It's a nice counter coming back and a good aggressive challenge by Hornet there. So nice to see the Coyotes answer really quickly, and there's definitely still enough time in this game. They don't need to panic just yet.
Absolutely not. We have Caden carrying it in, but Hornet able to steal it. Goes up on the wall for the pass, but Prosperity is not there to receive it. Tech goes to carry out. Prosperity not quite able to get it off the wall initially, but does get that play off of Tech. Caden pushes it past Prosperity. Hornet there with boost, able to deflect it off, pushes it past Tech. Caden goes up for the challenge and wins it clean. Caden puts it up under the back wall for Prosperity. That's an easy clear there. Tech comes in and wins the 50. Hornet a little bit overplaying and able to fly across there and steal it off Tech for the time being, but Tech recovers and puts a shot on net. A good save from Hornet there. We have 40 seconds left. Incredible pressure from the Unicorns to keep things going the way it has been after that late goal. 30 seconds remaining here. Hornet pulling it up into midfield, popping it up into the Unicorn's end, but Tech pushes it out easily. Prosperity gets a steal. Hornet all up for the shot, but not able to get the right angle there. Hornet comes down with Prosperity, a little bit of a double, both out of boost, now trying to retreat. Both boosted and up in the air, trying to challenge past Tech and it works. They're able to deflect it away, but as time ticks down, the Unicorns are going to take game 1 4-2.
Yeah, and I mean, really, when we see the stats, we'll see this was very solidly in the Unicorns' control the entire game. I mean, props to the Coyotes for being able to hold off a lot of the offense, but there were even some additional goals the Unicorns could have had with just early in the game, shots being on target. So I'm curious, how do you think the Coyotes will adjust in round 2, or how do you think they should adjust for game 2?
I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot of communication. You got to keep the VC calm and be ready for the next match, because that was a bit of a spanking. Even though they did get those goals, like you said, Unicorns really ran the show. And I think a lot of the Unicorns, like the start of their long, heavy possessions that would eventually lead to goals, were little breakdowns from the Coyotes. It was like choking up a little bit too much on a play before, the whole team was really ready for that. Just playing a little bit too far out, having to make ugly redirects instead of getting confident possession. So maybe if they can change that up, we might see different fortunes here for game 2.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Speaking of, we got game 2 starting now. Hornet and Tech take the face-off. Goes off to the side. Caden gonna take it up into the Coyotes' end, put it high off the backboard, but Prosperity gets a nice clear there. Ooh, Hornet misses that, causes a little fake that messes with Caden. Prosperity takes it in. Caden able to deflect it away easy. Tech goes over Prosperity and hits it out to mid. Caden gets that and deflects it over, but Hornet able to steal it, not able to get enough on that, and Caden gets a save, knocks it back into the Coyotes' corner, goes for a boost that just was not there. Prosperity now carrying it out, gets another starve on Caden and goes for a flick, but not tricky enough to beat Tech. Tech and Caden with a little bit of double on the back wall. Prosperity able to steal that and tips it over. Caden pushes it down for Hornet, who gets a shot on a little slow, and Tech able to save it at the last minute. Fantastic pace in this game so far.
Yeah, very back and forth. Both teams getting opportunities, but I would say for the Coyotes, they're looking much more dangerous on offense. Oh, but that's an unfortunate play, and that's going to lead to a counterattack goal. Almost like a demo when you don't want it. Or I think probably their Hornets more expecting to get some type of contact on the ball, and the smoke screen kind of screens your teammate from that. But I do like how the Coyotes have come out and opened up this game. They definitely look scarier than they did last game.
Yeah, absolutely agree. It's been a much stronger performance from Red so far as we get a demo there from Hornet. Caden with a 50 on Prosperity. Peck gets a save there on Hornet from a little bit of an outside shot. Comes back in the Coyotes, and Caden pushes it back into the Unicorns corner and goes for a bang, gets it again in the air. Prosperity going to go in and challenge. Hornet goes for it but doesn't quite get it. Prosperity pops it up again and gets it over Tech Tie to tie the game up.
That's a nice play here by Prosperity. Just keeping that ball in a very awkward spot. Tech Tie has to commit. And then kind of the bounce shot, which, if it was deliberate, was brilliantly played.
Yeah, I love a good bounce shot. I love a good tricky, slow, weird ball. As we have Prosperity get a nice 50 off that kickoff straight to Hornet, who gets it on, but Tech puts it past, a little bit of a misplay, and Unicorns with another quick response to the tie-up goal. We saw that in Game 1 as well.
Yeah, again, it looks like the Coyotes are expecting to get some type of 50, some type of contact, and they're just getting clean beat. And then, unfortunately, it's going exactly into the Unicorns' hands for a counterattack goal. It's got to be frustrating, I have to imagine, if you're the Coyotes.
Absolutely. I can't imagine how deflating it is to not only have that once, but have it happen a second time. Back to back, that can be a real downer, especially to a team currently undefeated, as we have Hornet 50 with Tech there, puts it up towards the Unicorn center, but Prosperity not able to get it. Tech takes it off the wall. Prosperity 50s. It comes up high for Caden, but Hornet is able to neutralize that. A little bit of an odd bounce in the center there, but Hornet wins a 50 against Caden and throws it back into the Unicorns end. Tech able to get that 50, and no one is back, and he walks it right in for his second of the game. 3-1 Unicorns.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely are seeing the Coyotes play more aggressively, but they've also been caught out now 3 times. You could say the other ones are a little bit more unfortunate, much more even, but that time, very clearly, both players are pushed too far up, not in position, or they're ready for the counterattack. They've got to find some balance between how aggressive they started playing and a little bit more cautious style maybe they were playing with in Game 1.
That's a really good flick opportunity there from Prosperity. Just goes wrong off the crossbar. Oh, but he's able to get it back on, and a great goal from the Coyotes to cut the lead now.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I'm not sure what Tech Tie was thinking there. Maybe he thought Caden had another play on that ball, but he's going far upfield before he realizes that ball is getting hit behind him.
Yeah, we've seen that a little bit from both teams. It'll be interesting to see, depending on how the rest of the series goes, if they can change that up, but maybe it doesn't matter that much as Caden carries that in, slow and weird, gets the reset and the little touch over Prosperity and a dirty little bump to end it too.
Oh, and that's, again, you talk about momentum killers. You work hard, you score a goal, and then again, just immediately the Unicorns answer, whether it's through your own mistake or just a solid solo play like Caden just did there. And again,
oh my goodness,
just squeaks in that angle.
0 angle shot for that hot trick. My goodness. That is that's a hard couple goals to come back from Caden. That is someone that's feeling himself right now.
Yeah, this is definitely, we've got to see some type of different response from the Coyotes. I definitely like the aggressiveness and even some of the defensive demos they were going for, but that's a great way to counter back. Reading that midfield pass and slamming it towards their goal. And there's still enough time to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we said it last game, and it obviously didn't quite come true, but there's definitely still time to get 2 goals. I mean, they've already potted 3, got 8 goals across this game so far, so it's a high-scoring affair, lots of opportunities. They got to keep the mental strong here. As it comes around the middle, and Hornet goes for the 50, but Tech able to block that and throw it up in the air. Hornet gets a demo on Tech, Oh, and the ball rolls out, and Prosperity able to roll it in. We have a 1-goal game with just over a minute to go.
Great job by Hornet, just wreaking havoc, taking out both of the Unicorn players with the demo followed quickly by a bump. I mean, it's easy to score when there's no goalies that are able to save the ball.
Absolutely. And we got a kickoff here that stalls out for Tech. Hornet able to be there for the save. Starves Tech and gets it up, and Prosperity gets the demo, and Hornet with the slow roll in. We have a tie game. 10 seconds after cutting it to 1, Coyotes tie it up.
Again, that's great demo play again. Good read that they're on that fast break and for Prosperity to go ahead, clear out the opposing goalie. So yeah, Coyotes are in this to win.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, another chance up there. If that bump had come just a second earlier. We have Tech now pushing it forward to the Coyotes net. Hornet gets the save but dies for it. Caden gets a reset, not really much going on there. Tosses it up, and Hornet is going to wait for this to drop and play it forward. And Prosperity gets the touch, and the Coyotes take the lead.
Nice play here. I mean, I thought Caden recovered well, but Prosperity is in such an awkward spot for Caden to read, and he's just able to hit that on target hard enough that it's not savable. And what a comeback the Coyotes have had in this game.
Yeah, I mean, they were down 3-1. They've come back. They were down, I think, 5-2 after a couple great ones from Caden. So, hats off, I mean, to both teams here, but we've got 15 seconds left, a 1-goal lead for the Coyotes. Very tenuous seeing how this game has gone so far. Tech pushing it up into the air. Caden goes and touches it back down for Tech, who does not quite get it, gets a bump, but doesn't get the ball, and the Coyotes take game 2. What a thriller.
Yeah, phenomenal comeback, and a lot of pressure from the Coyotes mid to late, and some really phenomenal physical play. I think you've really got to call out that as a huge difference maker. Some of the plays that each Hornet and Prosperity made, and nice to see too, very even scoring really from all players. So it is a very even match. If you're the Unicorns, you definitely know you could have won this game. You got to be more mindful of those demos, but the adaptations the Coyotes made were certainly successful that game.
Yeah, absolutely. And, one of the things I was excited about coming into this game, speaking of the physical play, is that Hornet is, I mean, far and away the biggest demoer in Elite League. Currently has 25 demos inflicted. The number 2, Poofy on the Huskies, has 11. He's more than doubling up number 2.
Wow.
So to see some of those really devastating demos happening, at such incredible strategic times, you see why he runs the numbers up. You see why he's the best at it, and that is so hard to come back from. But we will see if the Unicorns can do just that as we start here with Game 3. We've got Tech Tie and Prosperity kicking off, and we are going to get things underway. All right. We've got a 50 out that Prosperity wins and is going to follow. Gets a little bit of a fake past Caden, who's boostless, but is able to defend that pretty well. Prosperity, though, able to take it off of Caden and tries to carry it over and does, and Hornet comes down with a stinger. 13 seconds in, Coyotes take the lead.
Nice play and good control there to just let the defense get into an awkward spot before he flicks out to his teammates. Really well done. I mean, the Coyotes really seem revitalized after that turnaround in Game 2.
Absolutely. And to everyone watching at home that didn't notice, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that goal was scored at 69 miles per hour. We've got a 50 into the Coyotes, and Caden going to push this into the middle, a little too saucy for Tech Tie, but he is able to bump Prosperity out of the way there, trying to give the Coyotes a little taste of their own medicine. But Caden gets that off of Hornet. Prosperity flicks it up the middle, comes in underneath of it, doesn't quite do anything with it, and an own goal, a devastating own goal. Puts Prosperity on the board, gives the Coyotes a 2-goal lead.
That's really painful. I mean, that's clearly not what the Unicorns intended, but again, credit to the Coyotes being in awkward spots, making the Unicorns feel uncomfortable, and now the momentum is completely swung in the opposite direction.
Yeah, I mean, this is a devastating start when the Coyotes are able to mount such a phenomenal comeback in Game 2. This is not how you want Game 3 to go, but there is still a lot of Rocket League to play. We have Caden and Prosperity facing off there. Hornet gets a nice pinch out to the middle and goes up for it. Doesn't really do anything with it, but does put it out for Prosperity, who just throws it wide. Tech able to carry that, getting bothered by Prosperity, and it's stolen by Hornet out for Prosperity again, who pushes it out, but Caden able to pop it down. Hornet with the response. Tech puts it out, but it rolls into the middle for the Coyotes, and like we said, the physical play from Hornet getting those demo numbers up. 4-0 Coyotes. What a goal.
And demoing a flying player. I mean, Tectai almost got back for that, but a smart team play too, because Prosperity knows he's going ahead. He's deliberately slowing down the play so his teammate can go ahead for the demo. So yeah, these Coyotes are really hitting their stride right now.
Absolutely. This is a scary start to this game for a Unicorns team that in Game 1 and maybe even the first half of Game 2 you would have called damn near unbeatable, the way they were looking. As we have Hornet playing a 50 off the corner in his own end, pushing it out for Prosperity, but Tectai gets the steal just a little bit faster to it. A great read puts the Unicorns on the board.
Yeah, reads that infield play, and Prosperity's kind of lingering just underneath his teammate, maybe thinking he's going to get challenged or the ball's going to drop down. And Tectai just beats him, so a solid beat. And can this be the start to the momentum shift that the Unicorns need right now?
We will see, and they definitely do need it. We got Prosperity taking it slow in his own end, flicks it over. Tectai gets it deep to the Unicorns, and Caden knocks it into the corner, tries to get it out. Prosperity follows that, pinches it off the left wall in for Tectai to control it on the backboard and throw it out. Hornet reads that easily, knocks it off the corner, gets a hard bump on Caden, and Prosperity gets the hat trick on another devastating Hornet physical play.
You could say he's stinging the Unicorns because, man, these demo plays have got to sting. Those demos and bumps have been brutal, and he's always getting them at the perfect opportunity where Prosperity is set up for an open net.
The timing is stunning, and it almost makes me wonder if some of the missed plays that we saw were in the first game and the first half of the second game, as Prosperity with an amazing pop-up and an incredible goal. Just an absolute showcase from Prosperity right now. Incredible. But I am wondering if some of the misplays and some of the poor reads that we saw were this trying to happen and some of the rust shaking off early on.
I mean, 6 goals, and it's not even technically halfway through the game. You have to be thinking, if you're the Unicorns, you can call a timeout after this game if they don't really stem the bleeding soon, because they've got to come up with a different strategy. They've got to work really hard to not be caught in these 1v2 situations where they are for sure getting demoed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will add, despite the circumstances of one of Coyotes' goals being an own goal, we do have 100% shooting for the Coyotes and 100% shooting for the Unicorns. So this is an absolute no defense game, and there we go. I'm proven wrong as I'm reading the stat. Incredible bar down and out save from the Coyotes to absolutely prevent any momentum from building for these Unicorns. As Hornet throws it down for Prosperity, not quite able to connect. They're happy to play it slow as Caden takes it into the middle, but throws it low and slow. Prosperity able to easily steal that and bangs it home for goal 5 on the game. 7-1. We have a Brazil, and there is still 90 seconds left.
I mean, that the Coyotes are playing so well as a team. You see, even when it's not successful, they're looking for the team plays all the time. And I feel like the Unicorns aren't betting from the same benefiting from the same level of in-sync play that we're seeing out of the Coyotes.
They felt like they were. They felt like they were to me to start things off. And it just hasn't quite turned out that way. And I definitely think they can recover. We saw the best of them, and it is very good. As we have that coming down on the Unicorns' end for Hornet, Tecti able to throw it out off the back wall. Hornet happy to deflect back for Prosperity, who gets it stolen by Caden, who tries to do a little bit of work in the air but doesn't really get anything going. Does get a bit of a fake there on Hornet, which was good, and is able to control it here. And a great murder-suicide from Tecti and Hornet to make that a little one-on-one, and the Unicorns do break the Brazil.
And this is a good start, a potential momentum shift, and that's probably what they've got to be thinking about at this point. And hey, you got to fight fire with fire. Get some demos back on the Coyotes. Make them feel like they've got to be a little bit more cautious out there, because as of right now, they've been able to punish the Unicorns with kind of reckless abandon.
No, absolutely. I also want to call out, they just did a fake kickoff at 7-2, which they kind of deserve to get scored on there. That's the Unicorns really thinking about their mental going into the next game. We got 19 seconds left here. Unicorns seem to be treating this like a last goal wins type of affair, where they want them to feel it going into the last game, where their backs will be against the wall, as they are still down 4 here, and the clock is ticking down to the final 10. Tecti almost gets it on, but Prosperity with another beautiful save of the side wall of the goal. That's 2 in this game. We have a well-deserved win for the Coyotes, but some strong play from the Unicorns, and we are going to go into a Game 4 that is now do or die for these Unicorns that look so strong in Game 1.
They did, and I think they just weren't prepared for what the Coyotes were going to hit them with. They weren't prepared for the level of physical play, and it's just something I feel like you have to constantly watch out for. Every time there was an opportunity, they were going for it. But yeah, I mean, at the end, they realized, hey, we can do it too. And then taking the opportunity on the kickoff to get the goal, they got enough of a momentum that hopefully this will be a turnaround for them. They've got to be thinking, hey, we know we can beat these guys. We just got to not put ourselves in these uncomfortable situations where we're playing right into their cards with the demo situation.
Yeah, 100%. And that's like, and you kind of saw it in the last goal. It would not surprise me, obviously, if the Coyotes kind of took their foot off the gas when they were up that hard. But the double demo from Tech on Hornet, that kind of play, like, that is going to make a difference. That's going to make it really hard for the Coyotes. Almost called them the Hornets. For the Coyotes to do what they have been doing. So it'll be interesting to see how they are able to potentially turn those tables and try to take this to a Game 5. We have Hornet and Caden facing off for our first one of Game 4. Tecti putting it into the middle. Oh, and a little unfortunate whiff from Prosperity. Tecti capitalizes, and 6 seconds in, we got a Unicorns lead.
Yeah, just a surprising miss. I don't know if he was expecting a harder, faster flick, but yeah, you want to have that back. But luckily, it's early enough where there's a lot of time to recover. But is this the start of the Unicorns playing more aggressive, more dangerous? Nice flip reset that leads to a goal. So, the Unicorns are responding.
Absolutely. And this is a fantastic response. We got Caden's been about the resets today. We saw that in Game 1 as well. And that's a fantastic one. And now you're up to 14 seconds in. That is as strong a statement as you can make, saying, I want to go to a Game 5. I want it too, so we'll see if we can get that happening here. As Prosperity challenges Caden to get it out of his own end, but it's thrown back to Tecti, who gets a little bit psyched out by Hornet, but able to manage the pressure, gets it around. Prosperity able to put it past, And we got another demo there on Caden that puts the Unicorns out of position, and Coyotes get on the board. Hornet has 2 ball touches, but he feels so impactful so far in this game.
Definitely, and that's a good example of how demos don't always have to be on the offensive end; they can be on the defensive end. And actually, that would be something that I think the Unicorns could do more of: is defensive demos, preemptively taking one of the Coyotes out. They can't demo you if they're not on the field. But a nice play here. Oh, just can't get that ball in.
My goodness, that was a close one. Ooh, Hornet rolls it past Tech Tie, and Prosperity goes ahead of the ball for the pump and ties it up. We got 4 goals 59 seconds in. Neither one of these teams is willing to say uncle right now.
Exactly. They're just counter-punching one another. And again, that physical play coming in, rolling the ball slowly on net. And, honestly, that is surprising. You're not expecting it. You're expecting a flick. And sometimes you play right into their hands by positioning yourself backwards to make the save.
100%. And that makes those kind of plays so damaging. And it has shown all series when Coyotes start playing like that, they just win the games. We are seeing exactly why they are currently undefeated right now, as we have Prosperity throwing it into the middle and able to push it in and take the lead. So we had a 2-0 Unicorns lead 14 seconds in, now 93 seconds in, 3-2 Coyotes.
And this just looks like the Unicorns trying a little too hard to force something. Both players way up. Again, I feel like they felt more confident in offense, but you can't afford to make those sorts of mistakes right now.
That was a stunning bit of fakery there from Prosperity on that kickoff. Prosperity is feeling himself, if I had to guess, as Tech Tie, my apologies, throws that. We got Hornet taking it in midfield, pushing it up into the middle of the Unicorn side. Caden able to control that for just a second, but Hornet gets a steal and is now putting it up, gets a 50, but stays with it, puts it on net. Caden with an amazing save off the crossbar. What a dangerous opportunity for the Coyotes, but the save does not matter. Prosperity scores his 4th goal. That is, if I am thinking right, I think that is 9 goals across the last 2 games for Prosperity.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, Caden made that phenomenal save off the crossbar, managed to keep the ball in a relatively safe space, but Prosperity turns just so quickly there, and they're not expecting that challenge. They're probably thinking, you know what, it's still a close game. They're going to go back into defense, and it's a good example of how you occasionally got to throw in a dumb challenge just to keep the opponent honest.
Absolutely, and I am truly in awe of the quality of reads and of team play coming out of the Coyotes right now. Just fantastic. Hornets play right now obviously will never show up on the stat sheet, but are quite in the same way that Prosperity's is. But both of these guys, even if this happens to go the other way, both these guys can feel really incredible about how they've played right now and how they've been playing all season. As we have Prosperity getting a 50 there. Caden putting it towards the goal, but Hornet able to stymie that opportunity. Goes up for a demo on Tech and doesn't get it. Puts Prosperity in a bit of a rough situation. Prosperity able to get the save there. Takes it up into the Unicorn's end and pinches it over, but Tech knocks it away. No own goal this time. Hornet with a demo, able to push it back. Tech almost gets it, but Prosperity keeps it in the Unicorn's end. Rolls it in front of net and rolls it in. Hornet there to smash it home, but doesn't quite pull the trigger. Prosperity, 10th goal in 2 games.
Just gets that off, and yeah, this man is an offensive machine right now. And it's unfortunate that the Unicorns missed on that counterattack opportunity before, because you had a chance to punish the demo play by Hornet, and that would have made him second guess it in the future. So unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize there, and there is Hornet continuing to sting the Unicorns. Oh my goodness, this man, he is harsh, but a really effective teammate if you're Prosperity.
Absolutely. That is gotta be a painful moment. 3 demos in a row in a twos match does not come that frequently. Hornet just proven the stat sheet right, proven their namesake right, as we have Prosperity carry it up to the middle.
No.
It in with an attempt to tap it away from Prosperity, but just own goals gives Prosperity their second hat trick of the game.
And I feel like these are the sort of mistakes that can happen when the other team is harassing you. You're just constantly worried, like, if I slow down at all to get the right touch, they're going to demo me. And they have definitely been a menace to the Unicorns tonight. Hornet especially. Then Prosperity able to just score whenever he gets the opportunity. So this has been much more one-sided than I was thinking after the way the Unicorns started it.
Yeah, that's what I can't stop thinking about is how much I mean, admittedly, I did come into this game thinking that the difference maker was going to be Hornet. I had looked at the stats, looked at how the other matches had gone, and it just, you could really tell that Hornet is a special player. But that first game, the start of the second game, I was so shocked at the Unicorns' like level of competence on both ends of the field. They were playing amazing, and to see the Coyotes just weather that and best it and make this, not even look like a series by the end of it, just a phenomenal performance.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the Coyotes deserve a ton of credit. You saw the Unicorns respond with a more aggressive style, and it looked like that was going to work. Maybe fight a little fire with fire, and then maybe some misplays, maybe a little bit of too aggressiveness after the Coyotes were able to respond. And then that momentum swing just was so apparent. And again, I think we've all had experiences. There are just sometimes some teams, some players you play against that really disrupt you, that really make you feel awkward. And this would certainly be a team.
Yeah. And that's also that is 1-2 for the Unicorns, but such a tough one here. Trying to get an interview going here. Let's see. You can see why the Coyotes are undefeated. That's just so obvious from the way they played. And let's see if we can get one or both of these in here. Oh, it looks like we've got Prosperity coming in. And we've got Hornet. Fantastic. So we have both members of the still undefeated Elite Coyotes. Want to start, obviously, by congratulating you all on a phenomenal series. So my first question for you, the first game and the first part of the second game, to me, the Unicorns were kind of running the table. And it was like towards the end of that second game, like a switch flipped and y'all just became a different team and you were unstoppable. Was there like a specific moment where you both were like, all right, we got to hunker down and we got to do this, or what made the difference there?
That's a great question. Pretty much the first game was Caden's a really great player and he's not something you can really practice for. So once we got adjusted to what they were doing, I felt like me and Hornet are very good adaptable players. So once we knew what they were giving us, we were pretty easily able to adapt. Hornet started actually demoing people, right, Hornet?
Yeah, I recognize the speed change. We did a little warm up and then we went against those two. They're super fast, trying to keep the tempo up, so matching pace and starting to take them out on their rotations was kind of our plan from there.
Question for you, Hornet. Do you say every time after you demo somebody, you got stung?
Fox 2 is usually what I say, but yeah, it happens a lot. You'll it's never personal, but yeah, I've maybe said that once or twice. That's not my main phrase. So Fox 2.
Yeah, and that was something I kept calling out because coming into the match, I was really excited to see you play Hornet. You are currently leading Elite in demos. I didn't check, but you might just be leading everybody in every league in demos. You've got 25 in 2 matches before tonight, which is crazy numbers, and then you added so many to that total. Um, what is it about demos that so draws you to do them in such high volume?
Well, I think it kind of blends in with my playstyle where when you add demos into an unpredictable rotation, it makes it so that everyone's constantly second guessing where you're at. So when I'm rotating around and I'm playing off the ball, sometimes when the opponent is on the ball, they're thinking, oh, yeah, he's pre jumping me and demoing me when actually I'm on back post. And other times they think they're safe and then I'm killing them midair. So it's the variability that I can get out of that where, I can also communicate with my teammate. P2K is doing a really good job with, reading when I'm going for these ridiculous like free jumps and demos and stuff, and he's able to hunker down in 1-on-2s if I miss him. But yeah, it's really the unpredictability part that lets me be successful with it.
Yeah, you guys definitely I don't know if you feel like you played a lot together, if there's just really good chemistry, but you guys clearly were reading off of one another really well, and like every time there was an opportunity for a demo play in a 2v1, you guys were going for it and capitalizing on it.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, me and Hornet have been playing together for 4 years now, on and off, right? So
Yeah, about
that's
4.
honestly an FDL. If you see me playing with someone, I usually have pretty good chemistry with them, and that's what I love about FDL. You kind of bring your own players, and it's a lot more fun. But yeah, the chemistry showed. I feel like a lot this match.
Yeah, we get along with each
Absolutely.
other pretty well.
I, I was good. That was, I mean, Hornet, half your demos were incredible sets up for prosperity. It was, you were just raining the goals on. So that was absolutely where my head was going to go there. Just, talking about the amount of chemistry that you all displayed tonight. So I want to once again congratulate you on a phenomenal match. I'll give you each an opportunity to do any kind of shout out that you want to before we bring things
Shout out
to a
my
close.
goat P2K, my goat
Yeah,
teammate. Also,
yeah.
Sif, who couldn't make it tonight. I'm playing in his place, and Polly, who's our sub. Shout out to our team.
Shout out indeed. Shout out to all the fans worldwide who's watching from around the world. Shout out to the casters and the people hosting the stream. That's always a pleasure. I feel does a wonderful job at that. Always got to shout them out. Last but not least, shout out to all the other elite teams because we should be at the bottom of the standings and we're not. So I feel like you guys really got to step up your game. But looking forward to the rest of the season. That's about it.
Oh
Throwing the
my
gauntlet down.
What a spicy shout out to end the shout outs here and end our night. I want to thank everybody so much for tuning in that is streaming out there. Tomorrow, despite the Super Bowl, we do have some matches on. So if you're not the Super Bowl type, we have Owls and Huskies in the Expert League. We also have Lobsters and Eagles in the Adept League. I want to thank you all again so much for tuning in. Thanks to Professor Freak joining me in the booth. Thanks to Lasagna Man running the show for us. And we will see you all next time.